This is the Attack tab. Now, if you notice with our pre-generated or created one, we have 2 claws, a bite, a CMB. We do not have any of that with a fresh new character or a new token. So what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to add the attack. Come in here and we say, okay, the first attack is going to be claw. Now, that does a d6 of slashing damage. Right now it is showing as bludgeoning damage, so we have to click on it. And what I'm doing here is I'm just double clicking here, and then you can click here, and then there's going to be a huge selection of attacks here or types of damage, and you're going to select slashing. Once you hit OK, the crit is ×2. The type is to hit is strength, to damage is strength. That is fine for it because it's a melee based attacks. Now we're also going against AC. There's no secondary attacks with this primary attack that you see here, which is the claw. Now there is a second claw that the Wolverine does do, but you want to do it in a different way, and I'll show you how that goes. So if you go here, the style, if you click here, you'll notice that there's offhand, two-hand, one-hand. So if it's one-handed, it's a 1-to-1. If it's two-handed, it's a ×1.5 strength damage, so it'll actually be 3 points instead of 2, and your offhand will be 1 point instead of 2 points, which is what the strength modifier is. So you click that, and you click OK. Now, if I change this and say two-handed, but don't click OK, it automatically goes back to one hand. So you want to make sure that you click the OK button, otherwise you will have problems in the future, or your damage will be a little bit off because you didn't create it correctly. Now, since the creature actually has 2 claws, we want to copy the attack, because when you do the attack, if you notice here on this claw, there's only 1 attack here, and there's not a listing of 2 like you see here. You notice how it says +4 and +4? It's because it takes this and actually duplicates it here. So when you do your attack, you click on it once. Hey, look, I hit him. I hit Joel here. Now I can click on him again. Look, the attack goes through. Look, I can hit him again. Okay. So when the names are the same, it will give additional modifiers or run the attack twice because it's actually there. So now what I want to do is click add, because we're trying to add the bite. So we go in here, type bite. The attack is a 1d4 piercing. So we'll go back in here. We'll change this to a 4. You can also click the down and up arrow keys. This will also change the amount of dice that are being used here. So we want 1d4. You click on it again. You go to piercing and click OK. Now the strength to hit, strength to damage is fine. ×2 is for the crit is fine. AC, no secondary attacks, and one hand. So now we want to add CMB. CMB is specifically for Pathfinder, so if you don't have or not running Pathfinder, ignore this and you can create your own additional attacks. But for Pathfinder sakes, we're going to add the attack. Hit CMB, type or click OK or hit enter. We are going to change this to a 0 dice 6. And the reason why we want to do that is because we do not want to inflict any damage because it's a combat maneuver. The second thing you want to do is to make sure that you remove the damage on the very end, because I found in the past that even when you do this attack, since the strength is still there, it's still going to do the 2 points of damage on the very end. A lot of the times I've had to modify it until I can actually get back in here and change the damage. There you go. Oh, and I'll change this to max, even though it doesn't really matter because we're doing 0 dice 6 worth of damage. So there you go. There's the attack tab.